Now I got it shared. It goes straight to Facebook group, and YouTube at the same time. But
You
live
hit us
now.
with something new every week.
What up? Man, shout out to Stream
What
Y'all.
happened?
Shout out to Stream Y'all. They ain't had a lot of stuff over the last week for updates. So
Yeah. So how was y'all's week? Everybody's week was pretty good.
yeah. Same old.
Yeah, besides watching these damn good games.
Other than that,
Outside of that, and
well, if any of y'all care, Tiger Woods didn't do well this week. So as you see, I didn't come with much Tiger Woods talk today. He didn't do well.
I didn't see.
He stressed me all week.
Yeah, you ain't say nothing in the group either.
I didn't see much from you on Twitter. So
he couldn't put to save his life. He couldn't put.
Just let it out. Just let it out,
terrible.
Just let it out.
Okay, what's it? Hey, since we got time, Tiger Woods could put this week. He couldn't. He was hitting the ball in the fairway. Iron shots were not that good, and he only ended up shooting one over for the tournament. I'm pretty upset about it. I feel like he could have done much better, but he didn't. There are 2 more majors before the year ends, and so we'll see how it goes from there. So I'll chill all the Tiger Woods talk until he plays again.
All right.
Tiger's done.
But man. Serena is coming up. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. Serena is playing at the end of the month, so I'll shift all my focus from Tiger Woods to Serena Williams.
Now she gonna win something, but Tiger.
Oh yeah.
What? That's not fair. Tiger Woods looked at this one like last year, and she didn't win anything this year.
I thought he just won the Masters. That's it.
He won the Masters last year.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's it.
I'm just waiting to see.
Muted me?
Who muted
me?
Yeah, I'm still hearing a lot of static.
I was muted.
That might be me.
Oh, we back.
It ain't for me.
I'm just trying to see when we're gonna talk about Sheedy Shirt.
Look at Sheedy.
He's waiting on us.
He muted? Why you muted? Unmute yourself, bro.
I wanted to prove it wasn't me with that background noise.
So you.
This reminds me of like PTI episode 7. Tony Reale get to mute everybody and then take one. Hey, we need to do that one episode.
Bro, that's gonna be hilarious.
Man. All right, cheating. You got.
I'll be like Woody Page. Give me a little chalkboard in the bed,
bro.
What a random saying.
Random saying. That's what I got.
My fault. What you ask, Captain?
You got something today?
Memphis topic.
Nah. I mean, besides, y'all know how MLGW do. For those that don't understand, cutoff game strong with a K. If you don't pay your MLGW bill, they will cut you off before, during, and after Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. Just FYI, I'm sorry. If they pay the bill here, I pay it. We good.
We all good here. So
MLGW been, first of all, they decide what they gonna charge you. They like,
yes.
I can cut my ear off and like, document. Okay, I cut it off at this time from this time, and they still bust your head for an extra $100.
Yep, sounds about right.
I don't think it's like gas and robbery.
Because where else you gonna get your lights, gas, and water from? Where else you gonna get it from? It's a monopoly.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That's why they charge what they want to charge.
God, bro.
God.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. Nah.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Did y'all worship and praise today?
You know what, man?
Absolutely.
You know it.
9:30 every Sunday.
I hope y'all ain't lying like she just did, because I'm telling you, it's sunny outside. I gotta bring that lightning bolt straight to your house and shock you.
Yeah, I feel like you got to take it somewhere else too. That's why I didn't know what to answer.
No, we're not taking nowhere else. We're talking about God.
Okay, yeah, I got the drip jakes. Yeah,
no, for sure.
The drip Jakes.
The drip jakes. Okay.
Yeah. Drippy J.
That's
nice. As I read, I got a question. Now, as I read Sheedy's shirt, who okayed for country people in the South to put words or put letters in words that should not be there. So, for instance,
So, hold on.
strong. Strong is one. Merc is another one. Let's talk about that. Let's air it all out. We need to find out who's responsible for this nonsense. Take it away. Who's responsible?
Easy. People who say it always be asking us to spell it, and that's where the letters come from. So when you constantly hearing Merc, it's like spell it. And it's like
the correct terminology you're looking for, Scholar, is Ave. That's African American Vernacular English.
Okay.
But what?
Come on, Dr. Lacey. Come on, Doctor. Come on, Dr. Hayes.
English. If you don't know what vernacular is, that is the way in which you say words or phrases. So in Sheedy's shirt case, you got strong. If you get in a milkshake, you want a strawberry milkshake. Everybody is everybody. So
Yeah.
It's just a way of life and a way to say things, bro. That's all it is. You can't teach that. It just comes out. You come out the womb and start drinking Memphis water, you're gonna start talking different. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, bro.
Have y'all ever slipped up at work and used some Ave?
I have.
I tell you now, I mean to bust my boss out, but when he sends an email, he sends thanks with an X. Every time.
No, ladies and gentlemen.
My bad is X, not ass.
Your boss gonna start sending you different emails with the KS now.
Look, since you want to bust me out on your little podcast or whatever.
Your little podcast. I heard your podcast. Thanks for recognizing me.
Right. When you start telling something like when you do something, you tell your parents about this, your little podcast or your little girlfriend.
Hey, why can't they do this?
Right.
That was a lie to you, Scholar.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for him to say it too.
Hey. This is the second time somebody's pointed out me. Oh, you missed it. Oh, it was great.
You missed it.
I do when I.
That was a lie.
That
was a lie to you, bro. So you just straight up missed a lie. It is what it is.
Man, it's like when I missed that lie from you that time too, man.
Oh.
It is what it is, bro. At least you still make the shot, though.
I was calling myself out. No, I missed it layup. Remember?
Oh, you did miss it. You did miss it.
That was the game winning shot too.
Oh, so Savage. So you helped us with these lists over the past couple of weeks. So we talked about earlier. We want to do a top 10 of all time inventions.
Top 5.
Top 10 of all time.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna do top 10.
Let's do
Top 5.
Top 5 inventions.
Okay. Inventions. What's an invention that
So
y'all...
my thing was at first YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And then we said Twitter. Then Sheedy came in and said the overall internet. And I'm like, yeah, top 5 events, top 3 better be.
Okay.
We need the internet.
I feel like condoms should be in top 5. Condoms should be definitely in top 5.
Definitely.
They might not make it though, because I mean, a car, or some type of way for me to travel has got to be in the top 5.
Airplane gotta be like, unless you're driving to Cali every time, you can just take that flight, take that Allegiant, pay that $150. You good?
And carry on your bag.
You good? And carry on your one bag. You good?
I'm getting
All right.
So
Speaking of
the top 5, then this is like random, like this week or.
Oh no, we're gonna do it at some point down the road. But I thought
we just thought of it.
we can use that. Social media guy. Let's do a little social media poll. Yeah, don't start spinning out some ideas.
Clippers need to be on there. Like hair clippers definitely need to be up somewhere.
You know what I'm saying?
This top 5 is
Look at you.
difficult. This top 5 is difficult.
But you get a haircut 3 times a week, Mr. Steve Harvey.
Look, your hairline is faded, bro. Like,
oh yeah, about 5 years gone.
oh, I've already said it. It off, man. I'm keeping the beard.
At that point, I'm old. I don't want to hear y'all. I don't want to hear y'all say, "Oh, we still in our prime." At that point, when Savage goes bald, we are officially old because I would have seen that man go from a head full of hair with waves at 13. Now I'm being bald at 30. At that point, I'm all. I need to see everything else in life.
Okay. Well, to that point, we're still in our prime.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whoa. So because I'm bald, I'm not in my prime?
No, because
correct.
Correct. I don't know. You the oldest.
I didn't say that.
Correct.
I didn't say that. I didn't know. Look at me.
When you go bald, you're no longer in your prime. Unless you're Jordan.
Big.
Or Kobe.
Big.
Or Kobe.
Big.
Top 5. Round out the top 5. So.
Well, hey, get that pop sockets, dog. Pop sockets.
I have one. Bro,
that's top 15. That's top 15.
Shout to
Top 15.
Speaking of this, we do got to share out something too. You asked for this last week, so guess what? You get it.
I did.
You said you needed a number 5 spot to fill up.
Man, look.
Like I said, you shouldn't have asked for it. You shouldn't have asked for it.
You know what? But it's a good representation, I guess, of the Let's Be Real podcast. The fact that we have a top 5, but it's debatable. It's still debatable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but it is what it is.
I mean, I didn't agree with Pat Mahomes being number 4 in NFL top 100. So everything.
Yeah, they tripping on that, bro.
I feel like if you're still looking at that top 100 NFL list, you're bored.
You're bored. You ain't got nothing.
Absolutely.
Oh, I got a story about that. So I was at the gym today. I tweeted it out today, as a matter of fact. I was at the gym. The gym had TVs and all this stuff on the elliptical and on the.
I can hear you, Sharky.
Hey. You hear me now?
It's your headphones.
Right, I feel like you hear she. Can you hear anybody?
Can you hear anybody? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. She just being an a-hole.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go. Cool.
Okay. So at the gym early, I'm on the elliptical, and NFL Top 100 is on. They're on showing number 1. So as I'm sitting there, the song "If You" by Yo Gotti comes on, as they show the number 1 with Lamar Jackson coming on there. And as a Titans fan, he did come out like last month and said they underestimated us when they played us. So it was ironic that song came on while he came up on that number 1 on that list.
Do you really feel that way though?
Huh?
Do you really feel that way though?
I didn't until today, actually.
God works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. And if you bump some Gotti F you when you see Lamar Jackson on the TV. Everything happens for a reason.
I ain't gonna do that. Well, yeah. All right. Y'all ready to get this thing started?
Let's do it.
Bro, Kevin.
Because we got some stuff to say.
Yeah. Tiger Nation. Gonna be talking about that a lot. All right. Gonna hit this little countdown. Thanking me, Jigga Savage. You about to see this for the first time.
Mic check.
I like how they just slowed it down.
That's what she said.
Now you do it.
That was my other one. That's make up for earlier.
All right, let's get it. Let's be real about bootleg breakdowns. Shout out to Static.
Shout out to Status, indeed.
Right.
All right, give everybody
boy looking like Jaws over there.
Man.
All right, Savage, give everybody your Twitter handle so they can follow that bootleg breakdowns.
So my Twitter handle is MDSavage63, and I occasionally do bootleg breakdowns of basketball games. So if you like looking at tape and breaking it down, I do that every now and then. But it's MDSavage63 on Twitter.
And for the ladies also.
And for the women, yeah.
NBA, recruit, college basketball if you have college basketball.
I thought you about to go on like a Proud Family when was like NBA, CBS,
Oh man,
going global, baby.
Reference.
All right, but before we start off, of course, man, justice for Breonna Taylor and others who have been part of systemic racism. Of course, shout out to the NBA, shout out to WNBA. I've heard many complaints about All Lives Matter people lately. Although we seeing Black Lives Matter on every single game that's on TV. So once again, shout out to everyone. Trevor, you got something?
No, man. Let's do it.
Okay, let's get it. Memphis Recruiting. Scout.
Tiger Nation, please stand up. It's been yet again another great week. Not only in Tiger football recruiting, but Tiger basketball recruiting. But first, we shall start with Tiger football recruiting. The Memphis football program just received a former 4-star Peter Parrish from the Louisiana State University football program. He's a 4-star quarterback. Hey, what y'all thinking? I know we talked about his highlight tape earlier this week. What y'all thinking? Does he have a possibility of beating out Brady White when he gets there? What we thinking? Will
he be available this year to do that?
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah,
is he gonna be available
right
this year?
Brady White be gone. Well, I'm saying Brady White be gone though.
Yeah, no.
I'm just happy. I've been praying for a black quarterback since 2010 with Memphis Tigers. Why? Because I feel like we need somebody with like overall ability on the field, a threat in the run game, in the passing game, the option game, whatever. And looking at Parrish's highlights, shout out to Sharky.
You're still the number one Parrish in Memphis.
Man, he throws the ball down the field. 1, 2, the man can get out and run. 3, this is a former LSU 4-star quarterback, meaning that he was good enough to be on an SEC team. And if he was like recruited to LSU and he's going to Memphis, where there's in the American, let's be real, there's inferior talent. I would expect him to start after this upcoming year and be that dude going forward. To be honest,
and hopefully he's better than Arkeelan Hall was. I project him to be though. It's exciting. Get the black QB. I'm pretty sure he can run. He looks like from the highlight tape.
I'm pretty sure he can run.
Racist.
He got being chased by a dog running from the police type of speed. So that's what's gonna be major.
Sheedy, what you think? What you think of Sheedy?
I'm really excited for the guy. I looked up some other stuff. His senior year, drug his team to be undefeated for the first time since 1944. They won the title game that year. He's 6'2", 205, so I would like to see him with a little more weight on him, just a little bit more, not a lot more, but be able to take those hits. When I looked at him and some of the tape, I actually got just a tad bit, just not a lot, but a tad bit of and Sharky's going to hate this, a tad bit of Marcus Mariota sprinkled in there that I saw from him.
I don't hate him.
Yeah, you love college Marcus Mariota, maybe not.
Yeah, I think you gotta
so that's kind of like what I got from him when the stuff that I saw from him. And to your point, he was recruited by LSU, Florida, another big school that wanted him. So this guy has definitely got the talent. And Big Mouth Ed just opened up his mouth and said Miles is going to be the quarterback moving forward. And he's got these other guys coming in for LSU. So we got a home for Parrish and Peter Parrish, by the way. And it's in Memphis. With us for the next hopefully 2 years at least.
Took, I know you love the pickup. What you think?
Love the pickup. Like y'all said, been waiting for a black quarterback since 2016, really since Riley Ferguson left, but it gives us definitely a new dynamic. One thing that I did kind of research was that he got suspended from LSU. And I'm not sure why he got suspended, but that may have played a part of why he came to Memphis. And, a lot of people come to Memphis, even in professional sports, for a new start or just a new, way of life. And I'm pretty sure the same, if he give Memphis love, we're going to give it right back to us, especially with a lot of you know, a lot of people that's going to attend the games. Why? Because he looked like us. You know what I'm saying? And not to play the race card, but it gives Memphis a new dynamic we hadn't seen really since Paxton Lynch. You know what I'm saying? Possibly Riley Ferguson, but I'm excited for it. You know what I'm saying? Put up numbers, look like a hell of a football player. Like I said, hopefully off the field, he don't get into anything, which I highly doubt. So I think we got to go.
Yeah.
But as far as him being out, Brady White, though, like you say, Savage, are we even going to have a season?
Right. Don't do that. Don't do that.
The thing is, he has to sit out anyway. I mean,
even if he
out of period.
So next season, he'll be the starting quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's again, this is just a testament to how well Ryan Silverfield and his staff has done. Like, I mean, I know we talked about this a couple months ago, but just to see the quality of talent that they've been able to get, like they don't have as many recruits signed at this point as they did last year. But again, it's the quality in which they're being able to get guys that have SEC schools on the list, have Big Ten schools listed on the list, and then have some of them just really consider Memphis. And a lot of them just have just said like they love Ryan Silverfield. They love how true and genuine he is. And so there's something about his recruiting technique that some of these players are starting to like. And I mean, you see it just with the likes of the game, like just Peter Parrish and the other guys that we talked about a couple months ago. This team is really getting after it. And again, as much as people want to disrespect the Memphis program and what we could potentially do, and not only this upcoming season, but the season to follow, like we ain't doing nothing but just kind of just eating it up and just going to go out there and prove that we have some really good talent here in Memphis and we're willing to compete with anybody.
Agreed.
For sure.
Man, I hate it took us 10 years to get here, but boy, our freshman year.
Yes, sir. Oh, boy.
we were the only ones in the stands, damn near. Us and
yes, sir. Getting run over by Mississippi State.
Man.
Vic Ballard.
Boy had 164 yards at halftime.
Half.
He hit SpongeBob will never. He's got it.
All right, so then again, we'll keep it rolling with more Memphis Tiger recruitment. Penny Hardaway and staff just received their first recruit for the 2021 season. 4-star Mr. Josh. It's either Minot or Minute.
It's Minot.
Yeah, because I think I saw the holler and they said Minot. But he did just commit to the University of Memphis. Again, to staff, just born a couple weeks ago. 6'8" guard, 200 pounds. We saw his highlight tape. He's bringing the ball up the court. He's dancing on people at the half-court line. He's taking and making three-point jumpers. He's getting to the basket at will. And I've seen a little bit of Dirk Nowitzki or Kevin Durant jumpers in there every now and then. So again, just back to the program and how they're doing. A good pick and recruit for them. He was actually ranked 100 in the rankings last year. He's moved up 33 spots in a year to now number 67. So, again, what do y'all think? What did y'all like from the highlights that y'all see from his tape?
I mean, I like that he was 6'8", just off top. And then, when it said 6'8" guard, and I was like, okay, like in 6'8", how is you playing the 4? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or even big man. And so I'm like, okay, let me look at this tape. But the dude has a handle. He can handle. He's not afraid to pull up in your face. But the most important thing that I like is his rim protection. That let me know that he's playing defense. He has the length to block shots, to go after the ball on a steal. His game is very smooth. My only criticism is that he's kind of stiff. But I feel like he won't be playing the guard anyway at Memphis. He'll be like a 3 or probably a 4, to be honest.
I was just gonna say he's.
Yeah, he has the length to play the 4. But the thing is, though, he's going to be quick enough to beat college big man off the dribble and get to the goal. I feel like it will, based on what I saw on the highlight tape. So I think it's a good pickup for Memphis, and I can't wait to see him next year.
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you, man. Especially the 6'8" shooting guard. Like, he's a shooting guard, but you can put him at the 2, 3, 4, and he can guard the 1. So I'm definitely excited to see that. And, for him to be a 4-star and we already get him already, like it sets us up for more success because, like I said, the quicker players get to see who else is going, they get to call in and text and be like, hey, what you want to do? So the fact that we already got him and he's only going to get, that much better next year. So the fact that he already committed let's see his growth. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, just seeing the defensive highlights from his tape just shows that he's willing to play defense. And I know once he gets here to Memphis, he's going to buy into what Penny Hardaway wants to do defensively, which is going to make him that much better. I do see him as a small ball four. And like Savage said, he's going to be able to beat most of the bigs. That's going to be guarding him right off the dribble. So, hey, sky's the limit for this guy. So I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Sharky, what you think?
Yeah. Go ahead,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I haven't seen his highlight tape yet, but just judging, I mean, top 100 recruit, like you said, 6'8". Some, I think Rappers or someone had him as a small forward. Some has guard, so like I said, big guard, 6'8". Penny's type of guard, Penny's type of player.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not saying like he's been having these spurts from what I've read over the last like 2 to 3 years. So it's not to say that he's not even done growing. He might get another 2 to 3 inches as well added to his
That's
frame.
a great point.
And he's averaging 17, 7, and 3 on a team. When you looked at the highlights, it wasn't the highlight tapes that I saw weren't just of him, and that lets me know he can work well with a team as well. Yep. His court vision looked really well, especially on the fast break, which is going to be helpful for us. Even though he's not coming like next season, but I wish he was like right now. And what else I like? Create space. His off-ball offense as well. Being able to find his own shot without the ball was huge to me. Again, I really wish he was coming now because I also liked his court vision with the bigs. As a 3, he really gave the ball a lot down to his 4 and his 5, which created space, which will help create space for the Moose of Memphis if he stays that long. Don't forget about it. Again, my hashtag and my Cash App is still open for those promotional.
Let them know. Let them know.
So I look forward. I mean, I think the kid's going to work out great. The one thing actually I didn't see enough of was the defense. So I'm glad to hear, Savage, you saw some of his rim protection. And again, with his frame not being done growing, I would like to see him lock down on defense more in his highlight tapes. I mean, I know it's not like a thing to do, but we'd like to see it more often than not. But everything else, spot on to what Penny would need to keep advancing this program.
Yeah, and I think the biggest takeaway for me, because I think everything that y'all said was really good, but just being able to see how quickly he climbed in the rankings, I was like, to jump up 30 spots in a year, I was like, man, his game has grown a lot, and I think it's still going to continue to grow.
That means he busted somebody else's ass.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, agree. And I think in a couple just articles that I just kind of read on him, like everybody's just saying like, yeah, he jumped 30 spots, but again, like he can continue to climb in those rankings, and so just to be able to recruit a player like that, that's just not like that's not content with where he is on the rankings, because a lot of times you get those players like, oh, I got a number next to my name, so I'm good. But I think you see that he's working on this game. He has a lot to work on, but I really just like from the tapes that I saw that he can make a couple jumpers. A lot of times you see these highlight tapes, and this is players just getting to the rim, which that ain't gonna always happen in college basketball. You got to be able to hit jumpers, like not even 3-point jumpers, but show a little mid-range game too. And I definitely saw that. So I was like, okay, pretty nice little pickup. So I'm ready to see it. And then, like Tuesday, just being able to go ahead and get a recruit out for next season. Again, now you can just kind of figure out, okay, what else can I, who else can I go after? Is there somebody else that may be willing to play with him that's also a really good player as well? So I like it. Penny Hardaway and his staff again are getting after it.
Last thing about Minot is going to be I feel a 3 to 4 year player too. So you're gonna have a 6'8", maybe 6'9" type of forward wing player that's gonna be able to score on the college level. Like you can tell by his game, he's still developing. Like he's not even filled out muscle wise. Like, but he's already big. So you can imagine where Penny and his NBA staff get their hands on him in the weight room. He gonna put on pounds, and he gonna be able to. At that point, you already can score now with your frame. Now, imagine putting some weight on you and you get into the post game. Like it's gonna be a problem.
He got a great name too. Why not?
Why not? Why not?
That's literally what they said.
Why not? Why not? There you go. That's the next question. That's the next question. Why not? Why not? Before we move on from the Tigers, did we know who was replacing Mike Miller?
Nope. I was actually going to say that right before we moved on. He's still interviewing with some people. I haven't seen too many names come up yet, so I think he's kind of keeping it on the reps. But to answer your question, they're still looking.
Okay. Well, NBA headlines, Took play-in game scenarios.
Here we go. Play-in, of course. The battle between the 8th and the 9th. The Eastern Conference, unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, in some people's mind, we don't need to know who's going to be in that spot because they already got their 1 through 8 seed. So we can go, of course, to the Western Conference where the Grizz are holding on for life for that 8 seed. And on the Star 5 podcast, I can start it off, man. The Blazers are hungry. I think the loss to the Clippers are going to push them, especially Dame Lillard, to finish hard. So it's a chance that they may go undefeated. Then it's a really, really, really strong chance that the Phoenix Suns, the way that they've been playing good basketball, can go undefeated as well. So the analyst and me chose the Suns and the Blazers for the play-in. But the full Grizz, fan of me that y'all had to bring out. You know what I'm saying? I got the Grizz holding on to the AC versus the Blazers, but I'm worried, y'all, because a pissed off Dame Lillard and a Phoenix Suns who will, in my opinion, go undefeated. It don't look too good for us, especially the way we've been playing ball.
Yeah, I think for me, my pick for their playing game now that the Grizzlies didn't have such a successful week with the teams that they went against this week, but I'm still holding out. There's a small chance that they still get in, and I think it just still will make a great story for them to struggle in the bubble, to lose Triple J, to lose Tyus Jones, and then still be able to make the playoffs. I think I'm still going to roll, and I think that's just the Memphis in me. That's just me, just trying to I'm trying to not be biased. I'm trying to say yeah, Portland's coming, Phoenix is coming, but I love what I'm seeing for John Morant. I know he didn't have the best week statistically, but I'm still just kind of holding out hope that they still somehow get in the playoffs. Because at this point, I'm finding myself more of a Grizzly fan than I'm a Laker fan. So I can't wait. We shall.
We'll see when the Lakers make the finals or something. Whatever you say that they're gonna do. Like, we'll see. We're gonna remember this conversation.
I guess for me, so we just predicting the play-in games. The Grizzlies still had the advantage. They just got to win one, the final two, and have Portland lose one. And I still think that's possible. That Clippers game showed me a lot about Portland. Well, like I said, I've never been just a huge believer in Portland. Dame, all of that. I mean, to me, bunch of talk. The Clippers game kind of proved my point. But like I said, he's pissed now. He should have been pissed. But my opinion, he pissed now.
Burr been pissed since before the bubble
started.
Right.
So. That's cute. That's all. Give me the Phoenix Suns and Memphis Grizzlies, like I said on Spotify.
Yeah, I like the Suns.
It's difficult to not have them, to see them not running the table at this point, especially given towards the end of the season where a lot of these teams are going to be resting those that already have playoff spots locked up.
Right.
So I originally wanted to, my idea consideration for the Tigers episode was let's be real about cash considerations, because it's just ironic that the best player in the entire bubble, TJ Warren, of course, was traded from Phoenix, who's the hottest team in the bubble right now, for cash considerations. But for the play-in game, give me Memphis, because I still think they're going to split these last two with Boston and Milwaukee. I think Portland loses. Well, with this out, I think Portland would take a loss to Philly. I just think Joel Embiid is going to be engaged this game because of Nurkic. It's probably going to get on his nerves. So for the play-in game, give me Phoenix and Memphis.
Phoenix and Memphis.
Dang, y'all making me change my mind again. Nah. I'm gonna hold it. I mean, if Phoenix gonna go undefeated, like I said, so cool.
Yeah, but see, if you say Phoenix undefeated, you mean Phoenix would be in the play-in game, right? And
they still need Portland to lose.
Yeah, they still need Portland to lose.
Yeah. They still need Portland to lose one time.
Okay, so both teams can actually go. So at this point, the Trailblazers, right?
But if Memphis win one, we much.
I'm saying Phoenix needs Portland to lose one, and they got to win out just to get 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And so I'm still Grizzlies. I think we'll still get the 8th seed. I think the veteran leadership of the Trailblazers will carry them to the 9th seed. I love the streak that the Suns are on. Devin Booker is hot. And the Suns are looking actually really good. DeAndre is looking pretty decent in the paint and collecting some rebounds and rim protecting as well. But I just don't. I see that fizzling out. I'm not saying that they're going to lose every game from here on out. I think they lose at least one. That keeps them out. And then you have a playing game between the Blazers and the Grizzlies. Grizzlies needing one, but I think the Blazers need to force two. So they'll be at the 9th seed.
So the NBA created the bubble for one team, right?
Yeah, I'm laughing.
The 11th seed.
I'm getting somewhere. They created the bubble for a specific team down in Louisiana, and it failed them, right? So the NBA, there's no way possible for the Pelicans to get into the play-in game. It's a wrap, right? So what happened yesterday on social media?
Oh man,
we had playoff P and Damian Lillard going back and forth on social media. And what did we do as a society? We ate that mess up. So I think the NBA is going to want Dame Lillard in the playoffs. Portland's going to find a way to get into that 9th spot and play against the Grizzlies. And I already told you, I think the Grizzlies are done. Like I think it's a wrap. I think it's over because not because of like the teams, just that they're not ready yet. You know, they're ahead of schedule, and so I think Portland would get them back to back off of the attitude of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum alone. So I think Portland gets that 9th spot, and they sweep the Grizzlies 2 games in a row.
I was gonna wait till next week.
Yeah, we was gonna wait for that, but you know,
you ain't gonna play that atmosphere.
But yeah, actually, got a point in the NBA because obviously the NBA told the Clippers to sit people, and Portland still lost, so that's why I'm leaving Portland. Rodney McGruder, bro. Rodney McGruder. Yeah. Yeah. Portland.
What a name.
Good luck. But Chuck Artists on that team. Unless they get about Melo in crunch time, then maybe it's a different story. Shout out to Melo for against Houston of all teams who essentially blackballed him for the NBA. So
perfect timing. Like that's
right.
Shout out to Melo, man, and what he's doing this season too, man. And like I love what you're doing in that black and red jersey. If I got another one your size next season, in case you need it.
About 10 years too late.
I will take Melo over Miles Leonard, Kelly Olynyk. Do I need to keep going with my
Kelly Olynyk been balling.
I was going to say Kelly Olynyk.
Like 2 out of 7.
2
games out of 7. I
he look like still. He look like Wardell. He ain't still. But
Can I announce breaking news real quick?
Go ahead.
So sources, this is college football. Attempts to establish the fall 2020 college football season are all but over. Quote, it's gotten to a critical stage, one told Sports Illustrated. Quote, I think all of us will be meeting with our boards in the coming days. We have work to do, and that is no fun. So college football is not looking like it's going to happen.
It's not.
They don't want to listen to you.
It is not.
They just don't want to listen to you. Why they can't just listen to Savage?
I hope they left it all on the field.
They can't even get on it.
Last play.
College football, man. Sorry, they ain't looking good.
Sean Wade about to do the draft.
We knew it. I mean,
we knew it was coming.
I need to see it from the NFL. That's when we know it's real.
That's what we're waiting on. Yeah.
8 bubbles, please do it.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I got some breaking news. I just saw
I can't take anymore.
Another brawl, quote unquote, happening in baseball with Astros. So, yeah, of course, this ain't a shock with the Astros and their cheating scandal, but yeah, everybody's brawling with them. Astros and the Oakland A's had apparently got to a brawl.
But the A's weren't even in the World Series. Why are they fighting with them? They should
they still cheated. They cheated the sport. Period. They cheated the sport.
The question I had, was it a socially distanced brawl?
No. I'm finna find a video.
How dare you ask such a question? What they gonna have, like a food fight? They're gonna throw bats at each other? Oh man.
I said they're gonna throw bats at each other though.
That's social distance brawling right there.
Oh man. I'm through. All right, let me get this video up. I got it. There we go.
While we loading it up, going back to the NBA real quick. Oh,
it's up. Oh, technology.
Let's do it. Technology.
Internet top 5.
Yes. Okay. He's like, "What's up?"
Oh, Lord.
Got it
First, like he ran up and then he ducked. Like, nah, bro, if you gonna run, you gotta.
If you gonna run up, you gotta be.
Look at it.
It's a run for him at that point.
Nah,
see, this is why us as black people aren't that interested in baseball. There was no swing.
Bro.
There was no swinging in this video whatsoever.
It's like he said. It's like he ran up. He was like, huh.
Hey, if you gonna run up, you gotta be ready to swing.
And then he put him in a headlock. Come on, man. Hey, baseball, listen to us. If you want us to continue to watch, if you want us to start watching baseball, have your players start throwing some hands. We see hands thrown in the NBA, hands thrown in the NFL.
Are you watching
hockey?
Are you watching hockey?
Hockey is legal, so
I'm good. I'm good. I got other things to do besides watch hockey, but it is what it is.
Ain't no brawl.
He essentially hugged him. He ran to hug him.
That's not even a scuffle.
That's a meeting at the bus stop. That's all it is.
I tell you this, it was more than that last quote unquote brawl.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. It was the same team, Astros and somebody else.
It was Astros and the Dodgers.
Y'all gonna fight.
They need security.
Throw the hands. Let it be known rather than going and doing on.
Still ain't played the Yankees.
They don't listen to give you buck, man.
The right generation, not the right generation.
All right, man. Any last thing before we move on to the real talk segment?
Is it?
Actually, I was about to say, I think one thing should be explained, and that's Mr. My Career that Savage has not explained to the public. We all know what it means. So I think that Savage should explain who My Career is.
And why he has the name.
Why?
Exactly.
Okay, so for those of you who play video games, play NBA 2K, there is a game mode where you can create your own player, and it's called My Career or My Player, whatever you call it. I call it My Career. So my understanding is that Dylan Brooks, he plays the game of basketball as if he's playing a game of My Career. And, and when you're playing My Career, what do you do? You man the ball, shoot all the shots, play minimal defense, and try to find all of your badges to make your player better. Not only that, though, you also wear outlandish clothing outside the game. I.e., the goggles that he's wearing, the shirt that he's wearing, even on the court, his accessories, 2 sleeves on his arm, 2 sleeves on his leg, the whatever hairstyle he got. He is literally a video game player playing in real life, and that is why I call Dylan Brooks My Career. That is also, for those of you who love psychology, that is a coping mechanism for me to watch him play. Because when I watch him play, it is frustrating. Now, I just joke and say, look, there go My Career, jacking up class again. There go My Career, losing the ball. There go My Career, lowering his teammate grade. So Dylan Brooks,
Wow.
My Career.
Or getting his players hurt. Yeah. Okay.
Savage, I definitely want to commend you for making the two together, bro. And I just wanted to point out one more thing that we got to give credit to another player in 2019. Look at this. Look at this.
That's
ridiculous.
I need Photoshop.
What I just
somebody to Photoshop
we
bad
gotta
shot selection on the top right hand corner.
You gotta get
I
this
might
done.
do that, Trevor. I might do that. I'm gonna do that today.
Do it.
Please,
we need the world needs
that.
it.
The
world needs it. Back in
Wait.
back in 2K.
Hold on. You need to find a teammate grade too.
Teammate got all that. The little shot meter. We gotta have all that.
Bro.
Red.
Yes.
All that. But back in 2K19, it was in My Career, actually, the player was traded for sandwiches.
Yes.
And he started putting up numbers. Shout out to TJ Warren. Ultimate bronze player.
Bravo, Justin. Bravo.
Not much this segment because
No, that's hilarious, Justin. That's hilarious.
That's great. That was great.
Hate playing with the bronze players, man.
that shot you just showed, I should say, was perfect because that goes to also explain how terrible a shot that was. Why are you taking a shot with two players coming over the pick to defend you, and to your left peripheral, there he is, Grayson Allen, open, not only for the shot, but that man could go and canoe his way all the way through the lane for two if he wanted to.
Yep.
There is only one solution to that answer.
Trade him.
His A button was broke. That's it. That's the only.
Or X.
Or the X button, whichever system you on. I don't.
That's gold.
And ladies and gentlemen, the Let's Be Real podcast strikes again.
Hashtag my career.
Hashtag
my career. Let's go. All right.
Memphis jumper next year.
All right. Let's get serious for a moment.
All right. As I recover from laughing about these Dylan Brooks jokes, so the West Coast Conference, the second NCAA conference that's out west, schools in that conference are Gonzaga, BYU, San Diego, St. Mary's, so forth. They recently had instituted the Russell Rule, similar to the NFL's Rooney Rule, where basically if you're looking for an athletic director, head coach, or just a full-time assistant, you must have a minority candidate as your finalist before ultimately making your decision. Of course, this is named after Bill Russell, who played in the West Coast Conference for the University of San Francisco. Thoughts, man? Just
I'll go. I get it and I don't get it. I get it because we want to see things happen for African Americans at a quicker rate. We had to almost make things rules or laws. But it's a crime that you have to insert this when 60-70% of the players in that respective sport are African American. So you can't tell me, or minority, whatever. So you cannot tell me that you cannot find someone to coach them or to be athletic director. Let me say this. If John Kitna can get a job with the Cowboys and he was not a good quarterback to coach, then I'm very confident that they can find other people to be in positions that are of color to do so. But also people of color, we got to step up. We got to make them one as two. I'm not sure how the resume is going or stuff like that, but we have to stand out and separate ourselves as opposed to our counterparts. I'm not going to say our colleagues, but our counterparts. So.
I agree with everything you just said, but I'm willing to play devil's advocate at this point because as important as it is for Black coaches to definitely be on the field, I'm not saying that at all. But if you look at the schools that represent the West Coast Conference, the only ones worth mentioning is Gonzaga and maybe BYU. So I can get why none of them really want to go there. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, y'all can definitely, respond back. But it's like, if you look at the schools, and I can read some of them, Pacific, Pepperdine, Portland, San Diego, San Francisco, nice cities, but what are their programs really talking about?
Now, your boys at Pacific, too. They haven't started about at Pacific.
Why
you can keep that on. Ain't nobody watching them. Ain't nobody caring about no
Mr. 50.
Ain't nobody caring about no Pacific. That's nope. Nah, but salute to him though. So definitely salute to him. But you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that, like I said, it's maybe a couple colleges, but it'll be a good place to get your foot in. But at the same time, if I'm Black, I want the best, or just let me go to where I'm comfortable.
Yeah, it's a good try. I do like what the NFL did with the third round third round pick, pistatory pick. If you hire a coach, I do like it better than that. Like I said, it's something. It's the start, but we need a bigger conference to do it. That's when.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah. It really. That's when it will really ring a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Scott.
No, I was going to say, I guess I'm for the rule. Whatever rule that needs to be put in place so that we have a chance. Not a lot of times when we apply positions that we feel as if we have a fair chance to acquire the position. So, I mean, I'm glad that this is happening. But I guess the biggest question is how, if X school does not follow this rule, like what happens? If a school doesn't follow this rule, what happens? And if it's some little slap on the wrist or whatever the case may be, then we'll continue to talk about this rule for years to come, and nothing will ever change of it. But because it's some rule that everybody wants to go out there and just say, "Oh, we're at least trying," and if we don't, then whatever. Like I just really wish that if a school does not do this, then like I want to see like actual like repercussions come from it.
I agree 100% with that.
One thing I would like to see, and I don't know if this is a thing. If it is, it ain't publicized good enough. But there needs to be more like coaching conferences where young Black coaches can go to and learn from like presenters, older coaches, whatever. And then also use it as an opportunity to network with different people, because a young Black coach, really any, like, I won't say any Black coach, but like, for example, with Damon Stoudemire, he's at Pacific. This is a former NBA player. Coach on.
I didn't even know he was there.
and he can't even get like a top-notch job in D1 basketball. Like, I had never heard of Pacific until Damon Stoudemire had got hired. Sure. I can only imagine what, a coach that's coming up right now can get. He might get a JUCO school or whatever, but there needs to be an opportunity for Black coaches to be exposed to, other coaches who have been hired, and then that way they can build that network where you can build in a good word for a young coach or a coming up coach that's trying to find a job. But I like the rule. It's kind of like the Rooney Rule, affirmative action, whatever. But it's kind of sad that it's a rule. You know what I'm saying? We have in order to
so
that people.
So of the 10 schools right now in the West Coast Conference, only 4 of those schools have Black coaches. So as you guys mentioned, Damon Stoudemire at Pacific, another former NBA player, Terry Porter, who's at the University of Portland.
Wow.
Let's see. Then we have Lorenzo Ramar, who's at Pepperdine. Trying to see where he previously coached. He last coached at Arizona as associate. He was at Washington at one point during the Brandon Roy IT years. And then the last one.
Somebody hired Brandon Roy too. He out here winning championships, man.
In high school, yeah. I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah. The point I want to make is, I know we've all talked about the coaches, respectively, but this also stems to athletic directors, whoever that guys that just came on, and other roles, which present more power than the coach.
Yep.
So I give you 3% there. But I hate that it had to be a rule. But yeah, because as AD, then you get to choose who are your coaching candidates, right?
Yep.
So the power is really there, and so that's one thing that I was going to chime in on. I'm thankful for that guy for chiming in for us as well.
That's an excellent point, because you look at the Miami Dolphins: Black GM, Black coach, Black quarterback. Down effect.
And I really wish, before we leave this topic, I really wish that we would see like Black people get hired in these roles. And I think if you do, you will see like actually Black people at a younger age actually say, "Oh, I actually want to be an AD at a school," or "I actually want to be a football head coach." You don't really hear or see that, and I think it's maybe naturally just because they aren't getting those opportunities. So I think if we start to see those opportunities, we start to hear more stories like Mike Tomlin and like these other Black people, then you'll start to see that.
And they need the same resources too. Don't take away the resources because the color of the skin is different.
Yeah.
Right.
Bingo.
Also, speaking of the resource, I think big names like a Damon Stoudemire or Brandon Roy, who could get into coaching college, HBCUs are wide open. You use your star power to attract, different players at those universities, and you show your worth. You know what I'm saying? Use those rather than worth. I'm wearing Pepperdine. You know what I'm saying?
Great point too.
That's a great point. Shout out to Justin Harrison, my guy, for coming in.
He been killing.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Next up to another edition of the REAList. We have 2 today. First, we're going to tight ends and with the cornerbacks. Man, it's a whole series of leading up to hopefully an actual NFL season, but we're still going to do the list, hoping the NFL season happens on time. So this week we're doing tight ends, cornerbacks. Next week we're doing safeties, free safeties, and strong safeties included. We got to that. We're doing linebackers and defensive tackles. We got to that. Edge rushers and defensive ends. Then the week that the NFL is supposed to start, we'll do our divisional storylines. But first up,
can we add one?
What you want to add?
Coaches.
Okay.
I like that too. I like that.
I can add that on. Sure, it'll be divisional storylines. Okay, we add.
I like that
topic. The topic is not be. Yeah, we get it.
But
let me share the screen first up, and we'll start with the tight ends. Static.
All right, let's get right into it. So, for the first time in Let's Be Real history, at the top of the tight end list. Honestly, I'm okay with this because I mean you can change Kittle. It's whatever flavor you want. You want Kittle? Do you want Kelsey? So that's just what it is right there. Number 3, we got my boy Zach Ertz. Number 4, we got Mark Andrews of the Ravens, and at number 5, we got Mr. Rob Gronkowski.
Oh wow!
So, initial thoughts about the list.
Why is Gronk on there?
You didn't vote for him, clearly.
Clearly,
Gronk is on my list just because Tom Brady and the rapport that he and Tom Brady has. Again, we all know the long list of receivers that Tom Brady has. But again, I just think just because he's had Gronk as a tight end for so long, and I think that it's a trust factor too. I think he's just going to naturally get some yards and some catches from Tom Brady. And I think at the end of the day, a healthy, as right now, Rob Gronkowski is healthy, and a healthy Rob Gronkowski is probably one of the most unfair people to be able to defend in the league.
I actually had Gronk here before, and I understand that he was retired last year, but the middle of the field is about to be wide open, y'all.
Yes, sir.
And Gronkowski about to eat up all the yards. You got Alwyn on one side, you got Evans on one side, you got Gronk in the middle. What are you going to do?
Hey, boy, that's exactly why I had it on my ass. Also, because projected forward, I mean, who are you going to double? You can't double 2-3 people.
Yeah, he is gonna be playing with OJ Howard too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good point. OJ. Okay, I want to change. I want to put Gronk in my 5.
No, you can't.
Right,
This is my list anyway. So yeah, Gronk in my 5.
So, I guess he jumped up number 4 in the overall tally, huh?
You talking about number 4? Yeah, I guess so, huh?
All right, Trevor, Sheedy, what are y'all thoughts?
I mean, 1A, 1B, interchangeable. I see Zachariah twice a season, so he's going to be number 3 for sure. I'm loving the love for Mark Andrews. Led the league with 10 touchdowns. That's fine. 10 touchdowns last season. I'm sure a few of those were on the Steelers. With 14.3 yards per catch, that's pretty good. 14.3 yards per catch for a tight end. It's pretty damn good. And you got to think how their offense is set up with run first. So a quick play action right to him, open, is going to work all the time. So I agree with the top 4.
My only issue not only issue, I actually like Mark Andrews. He's pretty solid, but I am biased. I will admit it. But I had Waller over Mark Andrews.
I thought about him. He's
Darren
Waller. Yeah.
Darren Waller?
Darren Waller was on.
He's good. He's consistent.
Yeah.
He's very consistent.
Waller was 1,100 yards, 500 yards games. Like he only had 3 tugs, but I mean, at some point you gotta get the ball to Jacobs in the red zone. So.
My thing with Waller was 1, he's very young, and 2, they weren't throwing the ball to anybody else.
Yeah.
So that was my only thing with Waller. Like if he do it again, he'll be in my top 5 next season.
Yeah.
I mean, 90 catches. He was on my list clearly. 90 catches. 77% of the time that he was thrown to, he caught that thing. And so to me, I mean, 3 touchdowns, but Waller is definitely a beast. Someone to keep on your radar too, and everyone else for this upcoming season.
For sure.
No, and to Sheedy's point about Mark Andrews, I wasn't even looking at you like because what you were saying was crazy. No, Mark Andrews is legit. We see him twice a year, and every year he does a number on us. And so he might necessarily not like give you the numbers that you're expecting from one day and want to be on this list, but he'll wreck you if you don't pay attention to him too. So I think he's definitely worth it being top 5 on him.
I'm gonna make a comment about Zach Ertz. Like, y'all know how Zach how good he is. The fact that he is 3 just shows how good Kittle and Kelsey are.
Yeah, exactly.
Zach Ertz, he was like the best tight end maybe 2 years ago, but that just tells you like the tight end play of Kittle and Kelsey, because a lot of people still take Ertz as a tight end on their team right now. Like,
of course,
the fact that he's 3 is like it's just crazy.
Right, of course.
I definitely would.
Hey, Trevor, you have anything?
Is he still there?
Yeah, I think I saw him like he left or something like that.
Okay. Took, did you have Austin Hooper in your top 3?
I had he was in my top 5. He was my number 5.
Yeah, he's my
Gronk. But now this is like last day on my list besides Gronk. Austin Hooper, he'll be playing, of course, with Mayfield, and that, like you say, wide open. Like Austin Hooper is definitely gonna be wide open, especially with Joku right beside him, OBJ coming back, and Jarvis. Like he may have a top 5 season, but y'all, like I say, I made a great point with damn near Gronk being open on every place, you know.
Yeah. I'm a little biased with when I had Austin Hooper in my 5. I had him on my fantasy team last year.
He was killing.
Yes, yes. Help me with the games. I'll tell you about that. He got hurt. His season ended prematurely. He ended on 787 yards in 13 games, 10 starts, because, like I said, injuries kind of slowed him down. But the first 10 weeks,
he was number 1.
Woo-wee. He was number 1. He was the one fantasy tight end.
Yep.
So my question is for Mr. Savage. So I actually had Zach Ertz at 5.
I saw.
I had Zach Ertz at 5 because I keep hearing that Dallas Goedert is next. I keep hearing that, and so to that point, I had Zach Ertz at 5 because I keep thinking Dallas Goedert is coming. At what point is Dallas Goedert coming, sir?
He already came.
I just had.
He was hurt much of last year.
Okay.
Goddard, but he still put like 700, 800 yards, something like that. But y'all watch the Eagles. Dallas Goedert, to me, is like a pure athlete. Is better than Zach Ertz. Like he's 6'6". I'm sure she can tell you about Goddard, but Goddard.
Unfortunately,
Noah Fant will be top.
I agree.
Noah Fant.
Here's
my backup.
I agree. I had the Broncos on Madden last year. Killing. Noah Fant, killing.
Iowa tight end.
Yeah, he needed that.
Yeah, him and Phillip Lindsay were the only Broncos worth having.
Hey.
All right, we're going to the DBs now.
This gonna be fun.
Yeah, it was kind of all over the place a little bit. For the top 5 cornerbacks, we got, the unanimous in the league, Stephon Gilmore. We ain't got to talk about that.
Dog.
Number 2, Tre'Davious White for the Buffalo Bills. Number 3, Jalen Ramsey. Number 4 surprised me, to be honest. Darius Slay.
Number
Number 5, we got the vet, the old man, Richard Sherman, still in the top 5. So thoughts on the top 5 cornerbacks?
Cornerback is a little hard. I ain't going in front.
Yeah, that was hard.
This was 4/5 of my 5. And I had Marshawn Lattimore, but Sherman, he's still putting in work. So it was hard to find. I always put Casey Hayward from the Chargers. He's very underrated. Jair Alexander from the Packers. So it was hard choosing 5. Stephon Gilmore probably number 1. Everyone else could win any order, pretty much.
The thing about cornerbacks is that you can change them every year, literally every year. Like 1 year, it was like Josh Norman, and he ain't even top 30.
Trash.
So going on that, I guess I'll go ahead and go because I wanted to put White in my top 5 as well. Like he's a dog, he's a beast. But I think those numbers that he had last year would kind of drop because Josh Norman will be going with Sean McDermott. And I think he can kind of help resurrect his like last year or something like that. So yeah.
You don't mean that, dude.
He don't mean that.
I mean,
whoa. Let him talk.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if there is a coach that could get the most out of Josh Norman right now, it will be the guy that went to the Super Bowl with. You get what I'm saying? So I think that most people would try to go for Josh Norman or whatever, but White's a dog. Like I rock with the Bills. Y'all know that.
Yeah,
I know that. But I guess to name my list, Gilmore was number 1. Jalen Ramsey was my number 2. Marshawn Lattimore was number 3. Marlon Humphrey, who's not on the list, was number 4.
He get burned every year by the Steelers. I'm not worried about him. He don't even get his haircut.
I mean, he was first team All-Pro at the same time last year too. So
he get burned twice a year. He get burned twice a year by the Steelers.
I mean, that's a Steelers. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
exactly why he should be on top 5 now. If you get burned, y'all get burnt every year.
He get burned, but he was an All-Pro last season, so it is what it is.
I have a problem.
It is what it is.
I have a problem.
What's up?
I think only one other person had this player on this list. Y'all not gonna sit here and act like this dude don't go to every team he go to and ball out. Marcus Peters. He goes to every team and ball out. Every team and ball out.
He is on my
could have been number 6.
Exactly. Like, who we gonna replace in the top 5 though?
I didn't have Ramsey in my top 5
at all.
He had one down year.
My top 5.
I mean, and the whole Rams had a whole. I mean, he
White, Peters, Sherm, and I was nice at putting Darius Slay here. He wasn't top 5 to me, but
I didn't even put him top 5 of mine.
You don't trust his cornerbacks, huh? He gonna show you this year.
You don't touch your own corner?
Nope.
Come on, bro.
It's okay because I was the same way for a couple of years. It's okay.
Namdi Ottawa did it to him, man.
That's
not even just him. Do y'all remember Byron Maxwell? Trash.
Yeah.
He got that good boy.
It was a system cornerback, like just like Josh Norman, but
Tell me on Darius Slay. I'm listening. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, I need some selling on that one too.
Right, I'm probably biased with Darius Slay because of Madden too, because he is. Yeah, there's no throwing to his side on Madden. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, so you got personal. He done killed you before. Who else would Darius Slay on their top 5?
I see. Allen had him at 4. Well, sell me,
please.
You're right. He's good, but guess what? He plays in Detroit. The only time people watch Detroit Lions games is on Thanksgiving. That's it. That's why he doesn't. That's why y'all think he's not worth top 5. He's actually pretty good.
I've seen him play. Yeah,
right. He's good.
He's actually good. He's good. Yeah.
I mean, you can be good, but is he top 5, top 4?
Yes, Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers struggles against him every year.
Aaron Rodgers is a struggle. Period.
Chill out.
We talk about Aaron Rodgers at the high was struggling against Darius Slay.
Yeah, Darius
Slay is legit.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see next season.
I've been a huge fan for 20 years, man, and I've seen them all. I've seen them all, and I will believe it when I see it. I will believe it when I see it.
All right,
you're gonna see it.
Okay.
You're gonna see it.
Yeah,
you're gonna come thank us later.
I will. I will eat pro. I promise.
The fact y'all got like a top 5 player almost every position.
Right, must be nice. And still finna finish 10-6. And still finna finish 10-6 every year.
We'll beat Pittsburgh this year, but
Okay. It must be next year because I don't know what football you talking about this year.
Yeah,
right.
I know, right?
Thank you, man.
Peters is a playmaker, Justin. He makes plays.
That's why playmaker.
Justin, we need you on every episode because you want enough fans.
I got one name for you, Justin. I got one name for you. Asante Samuel.
He's
Chris Harris. He's my top 7.
Here's my thing.
Top
Marcus
7.
Peters, 5 picks, 3 of them returned for touchdowns.
Playmaker.
Marlon Humphrey.
Trash.
I ain't had no. Heck no. I ain't had it.
So I mean, but Marlon Humphrey, for Marcus Peters to do what he did, Marlon Humphrey actually changed positions. He went from one cornerback to the other cornerback position. And he only had 8.6 yards per completion, and he was an All-Pro. also Marshawn Lattimore. I heard that somebody talked about that from the Ohio State University. I remember correctly.
He was
57 tackles. I know, but he only allowed 3 touchdowns for the season, which was huge. And who was the other person I had? Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson, yeah. That's the thing. He fell off, but yeah.
I hear all of that. He was hurt last year. You thought about me coming up for this upcoming year. Patrick Peterson is going to be defensively guarding in practice 2 of the better wide receivers in the league. So he's going to only improve from there. He also had, again, positions was changed for him. So he's learning how to be that corner again. So do not, if you talk about playmakers, Patrick Peterson is a playmaker, and he's going to do really well. He was in my top 5. So I'm going to state my claim for my top 5 and give whatever stats needed.
What was your Marshawn Lattimore? Where was he on your list?
He was Cinco.
We do got to give respect to somebody who like 3 touchdowns and Julio Jones and like, come on, DJ Moore,
tough conference.
Mike Evans, like that's a very tough conference. Chris Godwin only allowed 3 touchdowns. Like that, from the Ohio State, I give you credit on that. Like,
thank you.
Also, shout out Richard Sherman too, because I mean,
agreed.
I'm happy we put him in.
We thought he was dead, but that man, he still managed to run route for route with wide receivers, like
clamps.
He's not Darrell Reeves, but he's.
I ain't Reeves.
Hell no. I tell you this list goes to show you the depth at cornerback, because there are a lot of good corners in the league. There are no Darrell Reeves, but there are a lot of solid corners. Because I mean, like I said, you can go to 10 on that list pretty much. Honestly, all the names we just
we named 2 on the same team from the Ravens.
Right. So although the Steelers fans don't agree, but yeah, Mark.
Hey man, you talking too much about the Baltimore Ravens over there, sir.
Hold on. I actually had Marcus Peters on the list.
You did?
Hey,
above Joe Hayden.
Definitely. Definitely.
Now, I love Joe Hayden.
Sir.
Don't get me wrong. I love Joe Hayden. Playmaker. 5 picks, 3 touchdowns. Top 5 and top 5 in passes deflected. Hey, Joe Hayden is right there with him as well. So it was tough, but
Joe Hayden's only problem. Joe Hayden has literally 0 hands. Joe Hayden has no hands. That's it. That's his only
quarterback position.
And honestly,
it's enough for him to be top 10 in picks. So.
Okay. Going against the Bengals twice.
I can't. He had 5, so you can say 2 against the Bengals, 2 against the Browns, and 1 against the Ravens. There you go.
Put the Browns out of this.
Oh, sir. Look at Baker Mayfield's stats, sir.
Yeah, I know. He didn't have a good season last season. I know.
Yeah, he threw a few.
Yeah, that was the past, though. Let's talk about the present and the future.
Okay. Oh, well, man, that was great. I guess that's the end. That's the end of this episode. Y'all got any more last minute thoughts before we end off?
You said we got safeties next week?
Yep.
Safety.
What is it? Free safety or strong safety?
We're going to do all 10. Free safety and strong safety. 10. Top 10.
Top 10 safeties. We'll write it down.
Top 10 safeties?
We're doing 10, like all safeties together, or like.
Well, it's your choice. Do y'all want to do all 10 together, or y'all want to split it up? 5 strong safety, 5 free safety.
I say 5 strong, 5 free. Because it's different styles.
I say all 10. I know, we already vote. Skyler say all together. Trevor?
All together?
Yeah. I feel like everybody should put their head down.
All together.
I think all together.
I'll choose the 5 on 5.
Hey, look, I'll look at it this way. There will finally be a Pittsburgh still on the list come next year.
He's top 5. You can top 5.
He's top 5. Damn near top 3. You know he's gonna be on the list.
Finally. That's all I care about.
All right, want me anyone from the Cowboys, I can tell you that.
That is a fact.
Definitely be a Titan on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
who
definitely on there.
who got robbed of the top 100 list, but that's another story for another day. All right, man. Next time, y'all.
Go Tigers.
Black Lives Matter.
Tigers, peace.